morning, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, let me turn that off. Let me pull up the stream so I can see you guys. How's it going, Vicky? All right, good morning. So what we're going to do is, could you guys hear the backing track that I just had going on? For our whole student group, I sent out this morning, we did keys F sharp, so it's day 3 of Blues Volume 2 in all keys, and we did F sharp, we did G, and A flat. And so what we did is an extended breakdown of exactly how you play it, and you know that each day you get like a 20+ minute video of this is exactly how you practice it. But after we do that, we need to actually play some real-time music, right? We turn on a backing track. So I did turn on a backing track. I want to make sure you guys can hear it. And all I'm doing is we're doing a C blues. So we spent time this morning with F sharp, G, and A flat. And those have some tricky spots in it, so we worked on fingering and things like that. So make sure you check that email that I sent out with the video link. And then, but also it ultimately comes down to actually making music and playing together. So I'll turn back on the backing track and just let me know in the chat that you can hear it. And we're just playing those 2 licks that we did this morning in the lessons today. So here we go. But we're just going to stay in C. Let me turn on the backing track again. And let's just see. Okay. So now we're F, and now we're back to C. But one of the licks we did 2 licks. We either did this lick, or we did the other lick, which is the second example. Let's do it on C. On G, same thing. F. Let's do the first part of the lick. So that's just a C6 lick. Let me make sure you can hear it. Okay, cool. All right, so on F, I want you to practice that. F6 lick. And C. All this, the triad with the minor third to major third, and adding the 6th note of the scale, right? And F. Boom, da, 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 da. Again, let's do that. 1. So 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then 3, and we'll do the same thing on F. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1. Same thing on C. On G. And all these keys have the same fingering. It's a slide key, so use your index finger to slide to the major third. So let's do the whole lick. 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and then 1. So we're just doing 2 licks. What's going on, Dana? How are you? The saxophone lady, the queen of the saxophone. Now this backing track feels a little bit faster than one of the other ones we've been using. It's actually kind of a slow backing track, but because of the lick being, we need to play it a little faster to get it all the way in as it goes through the blues progression. We have to play it a little bit faster. But you know, this morning in the teaching video, we're teaching it really slowly. 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and then 1. But let's talk about this lick for those of you who may be joining us from our email list and you maybe have no clue what we're doing. This particular lick that we did this morning, we did an F sharp, G, and A flat, and we broke it all down, probably a 20-something minute video. And we're currently in a series for Blues Volume 2 in all keys, okay? So this lick is first the C6 lick, which is actually in Blues Volume 1. And what we're doing is you get used to doing, I want to make sure you know your scales going up and down. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Remember, we put a comma after the fourth note. C, D, E, F if you write it out. And then you do G, A, B, C. So you get the rhythm of C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then I want you to be able to do it backwards too. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. If you have questions on how we're learning our major scales forward and backwards, I have these great rhythm things that we've learned, been learning to know how to do that. But I've also had students that created charts for you guys to help with all that. So email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com. But I want you guys to know your scales going up and back, and also know that not only do you know the notes, but the numbers that go with it. So in this case, we're doing a C6 lick. So you do root, which is 1, your flat third to your major third. So of the scale, you have the flat third, E flat to your major third, your 5th note of a C scale, your 6th note of a C scale, and then your root, again, your octave on top, so C and C. So the first part of the lick is just this, 1 and 2 and then 3. Notice that how my hand is kind of already spread over the octave, and all I'm doing is 1 and 2 and then. 2 and then is a triplet. 1 and 2 and then 3 and. Dan, it's always really good to see you, and Vicky, you're always here as well, but I love the way you guys check in and tell me how things are going, and I love the fact that you guys are hanging out. So let's go ahead, 1 and 2 and then 3. Now, this lick, which is the first example in Blues Volume 2, you go up the octave, and now you're using your index finger on the flat third of a C scale. And all I'm doing is 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and then. So we get another triplet here. This is the Cruella De Vil Lick. Cruella De Vil, right? And we have another triplet there. 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and then. 4 and then. And then it starts on the next measure. 1 and 2. Now, what I tell people all the time is that you can break these licks down into certain sections so that you can use them at any time. Like this one lick has 3 different licks and maybe even 4 wrapped into one. So you could do this, the first part of the lick. You could do the second part, which is the Cruella De Vil. And all that does is minor third to major third, 5th and the flat 7 of whatever scale you're on. 5th and the flat 7 to the 4 chord of the C blues, which is F and A. And then the last part of the lick is this idea. Your C in the second inversion. And I'm holding the top note, your G, the 5th of the scale, and I go minor third to major third, and there's my C triad in second inversion. So let me put that with the track just to show you. And I'm going to break up the lick. I'll just do bits and pieces to show you that you don't have to play the whole lick to make it work. And let me know how the volume is. Track is kind of loud in my ears. I want to make sure if I need to bring the track down, I'll do that. Okay? So we're on the G there, the F, and here's the 1. And I'll just do the first part of the lick on all 3 keys. So first C, 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and 1. Same thing on F. Same thing on C. Same thing on G. Back to C. Now, let's just say we played the blues scale in octaves. Let's see what this would sound like. That's just the first 5 notes. I'll stay on C. You want to make sure you know your blues scale. All right, let's go back to the lick. Here we go. Same thing on F. Now we're going to do the same thing on G. Now, the reason I showed you guys a reminder of knowing, I was going to stop it with the spacebar. It's not doing that. Give me 1 second. The reason I was showing you again the blues scale in octaves is because you can play all the different parts of the licks, but occasionally you want to hit those blues notes. It sounds really good. Like I just did the C6 lick, 1 and 2 and then 3 and da 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 da. Da, 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 da. So even with their blues scale, you can make nice little connections between the licks, right? You want to have this sound in your head. I love the sound of the descending blues scale, right? So as you learn about the blues scale and you learn octaves and things, you want to be able to use that blues scale to help connect things, right? Okay, so once again, we're just talking about one lick that we did this morning, right? Actually, we did 2 licks this morning. Sorry, I sent it out to the group. But we're learning Blues Volume 2 in all keys. And this morning we did F sharp, G, and A flat. And it's always not intense, but it's very in-depth the way the lessons are, because they're very slow. And we go through fingering and we do lots of repetition. But then you have to come back and you have to make some music. And that's why I created these backing tracks. There are several of them on iMusicAcademy, but of course, all over the internet, you guys can pull up simple backing tracks. And right now, we're just kind of doing some right-hand things. We're breaking these 2 licks that we did this morning down. So let me turn on the track again. And we're just going to either do the first lick, which goes up now to the second part, and it ends with the second inversion triad. Or we'll do this lick, right, which is your minor third to major third in your second inversion triad. Notice that this lick is very similar to the end of the first lick. The difference is the fingering. When you're doing the second lick from this morning, you're sliding minor third to major third, which is really important. And you have this rhythm: 1 triplet and 1 triplet and 2, and by the time you get to the second beat, you're already on the F chord. Watch this: 1 triplet and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's beat 2, and you have to break it down: 1 triplet and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on the music. Enough talking for now. Okay, so we're listening. What's up, Peter? Peter is in our group. So good to see you. Yeah, guys, make sure you like the video. I want to tell Peter something in a minute. Thank you guys we have 5 people watching. I'm loving this. You guys are awesome. All right, we're on the C chord. We're listening. Here comes the F chord. Here's the C chord. Let's practice that. Let's hear the G chord, F chord, C chord. Now let's just practice our C scale coming down in octaves. Da, 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 again. Dee, da, da, da. comes the C6 lick, 3 and 4. Boom, boo, da, 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 ba, ba. 2 and 3 and 4. Boom, boo, da, 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 ba, 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 boom, ba, ba. Ba, 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 boom. So one thing, let me say this. I'm stopping the wrong thing. 1 second. Sometimes when I play something, I immediately think I better explain what I'm doing there. Okay, so when you're playing a C blues and you go to the F chord and the G chord, yes, you can always change, to the F lick and play the same thing, and then the G. You can play that, but it can get weird if I'm playing all the licks on all of the chords. In other words, like if I play the C blues scale and I'm playing da 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 da, and I go to the F chord and now I go to the F scale, it works. And yes, you go to G and now that's G scale, but it can sound a little weird if you do that all the time. A better solution as you learn these licks and these ideas is that when you're in a C blues, you're mainly in a C blues. So these licks do work that I can play. When I go to an F chord, yeah, I want to be playing F ideas, but my main scale is C blues. And you'll start to hear that. Let me just turn on the track again and demonstrate that. Okay, so we're coming at this at the top of the form. So we're in da 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 da. I'm just playing the scale right now. So even though we go to F, I'm going to stay on the C blues. Listen. Even though we go to G, I'm going to stay on the C blues scale. Now I'll do the C blues lick. Now I'll go to the F lick. G lick. I'll do the lick on F. Same thing on C. Same thing on G. F. Back to the C blues scale. Here's the F lick. G, here we go. F. Stop it for a second. So, want to give a shout out to Peter, Vicky, and Dana. Thank you guys for hanging out. So Peter is a part of our all access group. So I just decided I have students that take private lessons from me, and you guys know it's $60 an hour, the same exact thing that I would pay somebody else if I was taking a lesson. And I've been thinking about this for a long time, is that I want to create something that is more affordable and at the same time really in depth with a community of people at iMusicAcademy. So last month I created this thing. I did a 5-week class of Blues Volume 1 in all keys, and it was free actually. Yeah, so it was 30 videos during the course and like 20 videos of training before we even launched the course. And it was just to kind of test, can we do a community here? Can I do what other people are doing? This community idea, it is something that I've always wanted to do. And so I said, all right. So we did the class, and it was awesome. Blues Volume 1 in all keys. And then if you'll see on my website, I said, all right, well, if you missed that class and you want it, you can get that and the bundle of the courses and all that. So my next thing is I'm like, okay, I could offer that, and I could offer the bundle still, which we've sold probably hundreds of those, the bundle thing. I said, let's just do something where we start a membership. So a couple things that I've done, just so you guys are aware, is that I bought some kind of really expensive software. That's okay. I did a lifetime membership to a software that's kind of, it will help with my emails, but also back-end membership. But so we're set up there now, and what I decided to do is to do a $47, eventually it'll be a month kind of thing, a $47 month, which is like $11 a week, and it's no different from what a lot of other people are doing. But I don't want my students paying me $60 a week a lesson. I'd rather do this where we have several people sign up. And so far we have 10. We started Monday, and we had 10 people sign up for it, which actually 9 people signed up, and there's a guy that's about to sign up today. But this is what I've wanted to do for a long time. But here's the thing. If anybody signs up, it's not under a recurring billing thing. I'm not doing that right now. I'm waiting to see, is this something that people are going to be able to do and support? I always say this, if anybody's listening and you can't afford whatever, email me, Bob at iMusicAcademy, and we will figure this out, okay? But there are tons of expenses that go along with what I do. And right now, if you said, hey, I don't want to be a part of anything, I just want the courses, anybody who even signs up for the all access thing, you immediately get Blues Volume 1 through Blues Volume 3, all the sheet music, all the videos. You can download them. They're yours forever. And I also put the jazz course I put in there for free. And the other thing that I'm doing is I want everybody to try this out, like be a part of our group. Sign up. If you did the $47, you're not going to be rebilled unless you want to be a part of it. But what I'm currently doing, just so you guys are aware, so Peter, this is why I wanted to reach out to you and to Vicky, anyone else in the group, is that I've already taken all of our course videos that, you know, if somebody signs up today, you get the Vimeo videos, you get the sheet music, you get the jazz course, you get access to Volume 2 in all keys, which we're on day 3. And you actually get access to all 30 videos, by the way. I'm putting that in as well, of the course we did last month, Blues Volume 1 in all keys. But here's what's cool, is I chopped up all of the videos in private playlist for YouTube. And I think I sent one of them out last night, but I'll have to check. So from now on, as this is loaded onto the back end of the site, you will not only have access to all the material as one long big video that you can download or stream, but you also be able to say, you know what, I just want to work on this one example from Blues Volume 3, Volume 4, whatever. So things are moving in a really good direction there. All right, does anybody have any questions related to the licks that we did this morning? And Peter, don't forget to check the playlist, the practice group playlist that has 39 members, because what I'm doing is I'm giving everybody free access this week if you're in that 39 member class. But we currently have 9 people signed up for the overall teaching, and I did add the videos this morning. So this morning was Blues Volume 2, examples 1 and 2 in the key of F sharp, G, and A flat. So Peter, make sure you check that out. And Vicky. All right, put any questions you have in. Other than that, I'm going to turn back on the track and keep practicing what we did this morning, but we're just going to be in the key of C, F, and G. And I'm just kind of teaching you how we practice some of this stuff. Like we have a focus goal, and we're just doing, here's the G and then the F, and we're about to be on C. And we're just going to practice little things like right now. I'm just going to practice a blues scale or the C6 lick. Let it breathe. Flat 7. G. Blues scale. Actually, chromatic scale. Here we go. Other lick. Repetition is the key, right? Same thing on G, F, C. All right, let me break that down again. I know you guys would probably rather me just play and shut up, but I want to make sure I'm teaching you some fun things. As I'm practicing and I'm going through this, I'm thinking about how this is a lick in itself, right? And you make sure you learn in all keys, which we already did last month. But then you have this Cruella De Vil lick. And what are we doing there? We're just minor third to major third, fifth, sixth, up to the flat 7 or the fifth and the flat 7, right? Just that right there is such an important sound that you hear all the time. So let's say we did that on C. What happens if you go to F? That same thing. You're jamming out with your friends, and all of a sudden you come up to an F chord. Well, minor third to major third, fifth, up to the flat 7. And on G, oops. So what's happening here is I go up to as I go through the chord progression, I'm starting to think about that as a sound, right? Minor third to major third, up to the fifth and flat 7, and then that's like a 4 chord of G. Dun, 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 dun. So let's just say if I turned on just that one idea of thinking through that part of the lick. Okay, so first we learn where we are, and we're on C, and you should hear it come up to the G. There's the G. Here's the F, and all I'm going to think about is the middle part of the first lick, is the Cruella De Vil part, right? Here we go. So you get used to that minor third to major third sound. The same thing on F. Same thing on G. Now let's do the whole lick. Now the last part of that lick is that C in second inversion, right? Same thing there. Holding that top note. Same thing on G. And then F, C. Let me stop it real quick. So slowly, let's go through just F, the whole lick on F. We just did it in C. Part 1, part 2. And the last part of the lick is minor third to major third, holding the top note, which is the 5th note of the scale. Right? But now watch what happens when I go to F. Cruella De Vil. And minor third to major third, holding the top note, which is the 5th note of that scale. What happens when I go to G? Cruella De Vil. And minor third to major third. And this second inversion triad is so important. and then you go 4 minor third and to the third on all these licks. If I'm in the key of C and I do the end of the lick where I go 4 minor third to major third. That is called an enclosure. Okay, class, this is called an enclosure. All right, an enclosure is where this is your target note E, and you go 4 flat 3 3. Hey, you guys want to know something very cool? So I have somebody who's 83 years young in our group, and it makes me so happy to know that we have people all different age ranges that are in our group. I have a 14 awesome piano player, like blow your mind, to 83 years young, and they're scattered across the world, which I absolutely love. So sometimes I'm doing these lives, and then I'll get something in the middle of the night that says, "Hey, I saw your live, and still, I'm involved. I'm all in. I just can't do it on your time." So that's really cool. All right. Thank you for the 6 people watching. Thank you for anyone who might be left in the chat. And thank you for the 6 likes. It really helps me understand with the likes that I'm on the right track with you guys and that I'm making sense. And I always want to answer any questions that you guys have. So this morning was really helpful. At least even as I teach all of this stuff, it's helpful for me to go through it all. And as we get used to playing in the key of C, F, G, and other things. When you start doing F sharp, G, A flat, it's a great reminder of the importance of practicing in all keys. Because you don't want to go over to your friend's house who's playing in C, and he picks up his guitar, and he's like, "All right, guys, let's do F sharp," and you're like, "What? F sharp?" What? And you have no idea. So this morning we did that. We're on day 3 in Blues Volume 2, and I take every video you get is like 20-something minutes long, and I know that's a long time, but you'll always have, if you're part of that course and a part of our group, you'll always have those videos. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to turn on the track again, and what I'm going to do now is go back to some of the first course examples that are easy but super important, and show you how you put all this together, right? So remember this lick from Blues Volume 1, number 10. You have on F, third up to the root, and there's the flat 7. Third of G, flat 7, flat 7 of F, blues scale coming down, dum, dum, dum. Now I'm going to go to the third up to the root. Here we go. From today, third up to the root, it's good to practice your ideas in different parts of the piano as well. I'll do the F6 lick. Now down here. Now I'll do the second lick from today. Here we go. F. Scale coming down. Let's do this. Second lick. So this morning, when we did the F sharp, G, and A flat, we talked about, of course, breaking the licks up into sections. But as a reminder that when you're doing solo piano, you learn how to lock the hands up together. For instance, if you're in the key of C and you're doing the second lick we did today, you have this 1 triplet and 2, 1 triplet and 2, and 3 and 4 and 1. So you have to remember, you have to know where your beats are and where your hands lock up. 1 triplet, 1 triplet and 1 triplet and 1 triplet and 2. So notice that I'm doing 1 triplet and, which is all part of the 1 and then and. By the time you get to beat 2, you're on C and A with F and A. So we practiced this morning of going 1 triplet and 1 triplet and that gets you with just the triplet to get you to the end of 1 triplet. And this is great for your fingers. Now watch what happens when I change the bass line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and same thing on F. Makes sense? And just by changing the bass lines, you can it totally changes the feel. Even though we're just doing 2 licks right now, right? An extended lick or this lick. And just like we did last month when we did the Blues 1 in all keys, we did this lick in all keys, right? And this is the same fingering for every single key on that particular lick. But it's such an important concept of 3rd up to the root, 9th up to flat 7, and you end with the flat 7 and 5. And if I just change the bass line and I did this like... Cool. Any questions about that, guys? We start using all of our material from Blues Volume 1. You learn all these licks, and you have all these licks. You have all the sheet music written out, and then you start doing your own thing over it, right? I have students that, like Dwight, who came up with the Dwight lick, which is this. That just came out while we were working on our lesson, and we were in a awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. While we were working in our lesson, he came up with that lick, and I said, all right. So I said, Dwight, you're gonna be famous with this lick, and you guys are already starting to know that's the Dwight lick. Another thing about this group that I've done, I decided to do is when I decided to, hey, I'm just going to launch this membership thing. And again, anybody who gets it, if you're just now, if you've been hanging out and you're like, what in the world is he talking about membership? I'm doing this $47 thing, and I'm not doing a recurring billing. This is a test phase for me. I've spent a lot of money on buying software to get us ready for this, like a lot of money. I did a lifetime membership, it's like $1,300. I have expenses, MailChimp, I have website domain, I have an administrator, all kinds of things. If you help support the channel by doing the $47, rather than me telling you what I have going out, I'd rather tell you what you get. You get all the courses, yours forever, Blues Volume 1 through 3, the Jazz course, access to this All Keys course that we're on day 3 with already, and you get access to all 30 plus videos from last month that when I did the free course of Blues Volume 1 in All Keys. But my hope is that I can move more from the teaching private lessons where you guys pay me $60 for a lesson, for an hour lesson, which is exactly what I pay somebody else if I were taking a lesson, and move to this $47 a month, which is like $11 a week. And I can really dig in, kind of like what we've been doing over the last month. And you guys know, like just the video from this morning, the training video with Blues Example 2, this morning we did F sharp, G, and A flat, and that's like a 25-minute video. Yesterday was a 25-minute video, and before that. So I am all in. I want to be each of your teacher. I want to be your teacher, and I want to do it in a really friendly, family-friendly kind of fun atmosphere, encourage you guys, and that's my goal. Okay, so I'm not doing a recurring billing now. We're going to see how it goes. And currently we have 9 people signed up, and I'm so thankful for that. And anybody who else joins, right away you get access to the 3 volumes of blues. All the materials you'll have forever. And you will also have access to Blues Volume 2 in All Keys forever, and I'm also giving you guys access to Blues Volume 1 in All Keys forever. But I said all of that to tell you this, is that Blues Volume 4 is, all the examples are done. I just haven't filmed it yet because I've been working on everything else that we're doing. But I still have been teaching from Blues Volume 4, and I've even done videos of training on Blues Volume 4. And as a member of this back-end group, not only do you have all the courses, but you also have access to other things like the 50 Days to Flying Fingers. I've already been sending out those charts, and all of this is being loaded into a back-end website. And I still have sent out playlist already, so I've chopped up the videos from Blues Volumes 1 through 3, so each video is its own separate thing. So instead of having the whole file now, you'll be able to go, I just think I want to do a reminder of Blues Volume 2 example, whatever, right? So you'll be able to just go right to that example. All right, here we go. Let's do a little bit more practicing, and I'm answering any questions that you might have. But one of the exercises from Blues Volume 4 I did yesterday. Let me think of what that example was, because there was something I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so Blues Connections is what Blues Volume 4 is about. I have all these really cool, some of them very hard examples. Dwight got the first lick in the course, and all it is that tritone lick. Da, 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 da. Blues Volume 4 is this bass line through the whole course, okay, which is kind of cool. But this idea of connecting your blues scale and adding a little bit of a turnaround there. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Good to see you. So it's the 5th note, flat third to the major third of the scale. Listen to this. Okay, and what did we get to there? We did chromatically up to the 6th note. So boom, da, da, boom, da, 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 da. And once I get to here, I'm going to go 4th finger on the F sharp. And then once I'm here, you guys know I like to teach these shapes. Blues example, or one of the first things I teach is you have this shape, right? This goes first 5 notes of the blues scale. It sounds horrible when you play it, but you get to where this is shape 1. So you put each finger over each note of the first 5 notes of the blues scale. That's shape 1, okay? So as you play this, you get to right here, you're home free because you have the fourth finger on the F sharp. Now, this example in Blues Volume 4, again, that hasn't even come out yet, I teach you, it's kind of like an exercise, but it's an important one. We do 5, minor, third to major third, and then there's the root, flat 7, and I go 5 up to the 6th note, and then down the blues scale. And then I go down to the flat 7, and then guess what? It starts over. So I did this on purpose to help with taking ideas and examples, things like the blues scale, and learning how to get your hand working, going up and down the keyboard. So. Now, if you were in F and you were doing the same thing, the first thing I have to say is I'm going to transpose it. So I did 5 up to the minor third. So if I'm the key of F, minor third to major third, up to the 6th note, and then watch what happens when I go down. There's the first 4 notes of the F blues scale, right? And I have my hand in this shape, 4, 3, 2, 1. So listen to this. So if I was just jamming out, so as you go through working on your ideas, this is just a simple way to connect your fingers going up and down the keyboard while also visualizing the blues scale. You get to hear your home free, okay? Any questions about that? Let's do the key of G with that, just to be sure. So we have the 5th note up to the minor third to the major third, up to the 6th. Remember, when you get to here, you're home free, right, with your shape of the G blues scale. Blues scale in F. Really slowly. All right, let's turn on the track and keep the questions coming if you have any. Okay, so you have to listen to where we are, and we should hear the 5 chord right here. So G to F, and then C. And it's going to start over. And let's work on the second lick we did today. Again. Same thing on F. On C. Same thing on G. Let's do the other lick. I messed that up again. C, G, F, any questions about any of that? So So a couple of things that we did yesterday that we may try with the track today is this. In Blues Volume 4, we have the idea of the triads, the second inversion triads. So in the key of C, we did the second inversion here, G, C, and E. It's about to get really fun when you start doing this, guys, so pay attention here. We have C in second inversion. My favorite triad. Learn your second inversion triads. D minor, so I'm going up the scale, C, D minor. When I get to here, I'm using C7, but I'm not using the root. I'm using flat 7, 3, and 5. So we have this. When I get to here, I'm using the F triad, nice little suspension there. And then we have the G minor, A minor, B flat triad, and then C again. But what I love, and this is a part of Volume 4, again, if you're an all-access member, just a fun fact, you get access to all of this training, even the fact that Blues Volume 4 isn't out yet. We're already teaching from it, and they will have access to the charts from all that. So watch what happens. I went C chord, second inversion, and you can go chromatically down. I even like that sound, so C, B, B flat. Watch what happens when you get to A minor, A chromatically down to your G minor. Let's just turn on the track and see what that sounds like when we just play our second inversion triads. Let's see how that sounds. See if we can make some music out of it. First thing, I'll just play the C chord. I'll wait till it gets back to the C again. So let's do this. All right. Oh, hold on. All right. Now we're going to get advanced, but not really. But kind of, this will be fun. So second inversion triad, right? So we have, let me do a review of that. So we're going to do C, second inversion, D minor, second inversion, C7 without the root, F triad, G minor, A minor, B flat. Now I'm going chromatically down, right? So C, B, B flat. When we get to B flat, nice little suspension there, and that sounds nice when you go to the A minor, so the sixth chord of the C scale. So if I wanted to get to this, which I love that sound, da da dum. What happens when I go the F chord? I need an F chord in second inversion. Da 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 da. And then when I go to G, I need a G in second inversion. F, da, 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 and then we go C again. Okay, so all I'm doing is harmonizing that now in each key whenever it comes to that chord. And sometimes it's going to sound good, sometimes it's going to be a little different, but listen to this. Da, da, dum, da, da, dum. 2 and 3, so F chord. C chord to G chord, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 4. Now I'm just going to harmonize the C scale again. Go G chord, F chord, C chord, Again, let's harmonize it going up. And I love that sound. Let me stop it for a second. So the idea of going da-da-da-da-da-da. So when I go to C, F, sorry, da 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 da. You can visualize it in G pretty easily. So listen to this. You have G coming down chromatically, and there's your 6th chord. There's your E minor. That goes chromatically down. And then when you're here, you're on D minor. So that's your 6th chord, your minor chord, D minor, your C chord, your G7 without the root, your A minor. So going up. Makes sense? Awesome, Patty. Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do. And just even in the key of C, it's good to just transpose going up the scale. So all I'm thinking here is C triad and 2nd inversion, going up D 2nd inversion. Now, normally, obviously, if I'm doing a major sound, C major sound, that E minor would work. But since I'm in dominant, I'm going to play that voicing for now. B flat, E and G. To an F chord, which gives me a little suspension there, a little suspendedness. A minor, B flat, more suspendedness, and there's your root again. Anybody who hasn't said hello in the chat, please say hello in the chat. I'm going to get a little drink of water. And we'll go over a few more things, and then we'll wrap it up for today, because I've probably been on an hour. And we have had 9 people sign up since Monday. I think it was Monday when I started doing this. And we're on day 3. Let me just see. We should have our 10th person sign up today. I'm feeling really good. And then, so just a reminder for anybody who signed up for the course is that tomorrow we'll do the last 3 keys. We're going to do A, B, flat, and B for this week. Since we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of 2 licks a day. No. 2 keys a week, 3 keys a day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we use the last few days of the week to do review for that week. And then we move on to the next 2 licks next week. All right, so for those of you that are signed up for the course, I sent out the training this morning, and we did F sharp. We did G. We did A flat. And it's been going really well. But check your all access link for that. All right, any questions that you guys have about practicing or anything, or review from last month? I want to know how you guys are doing, what you've been practicing. And then I've got something for Hugh while I'm thinking about it. So Hugh is one of our all access members, which I'm super excited. He's a fascinating young man for sure. And he likes Boogie Woogie. So in 50 Days to Flying Fingers, I actually do some examples with, I think this one has blues example 1 in it, but we do different Boogie Woogie patterns, right? You have this is the most basic Boogie Woogie. It's fun to know if you guys want me to show you that. Okay, so what's happening here is C, octave C, E, F, F sharp, G, G, G. Now, I like the fingering on this. This is one of those things, again, it always takes repetition. Oscar Peterson does this thing where he does that, but he does it like this while he improvises over it. It's really cool. But anyway, we're not going to do that. but anyway, what you do is 5, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5. Boom, daddy. Now, listen what happens if you just put example 1 over that. Let's see if this simple bass line will put us up to 10 likes, or maybe take us down to 8. I'm not sure which one. But I have another bass line to show you that is also Boogie Woogie, so hold on. And you can play it straight. Now, if you went to F, it's the same fingering. Same thing on G. Now, here's a fun tip for you guys to know. When I teach students how to play certain licks and ideas, even blues example 1, this one right here, which used to be 8th notes. Sometimes people have trouble with the idea of kind of the lilt or the swing kind of feel on that. They have trouble with their hands, locking their hands up together. And what I always tell people is that you can play, you have the sheet music, but you can also play it like this. You can do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or if we're doing quarter notes, you play it straight and then you learn how to do it. Patty, are you talking about in Blues Volume 2, Example 2? I think that's what you're talking about. You're talking about this. If that's what you're talking about, then the answer is, I understand. The answer is to practice it one slowly, but this exercise that I did, one triplet and. Now that's the way you're going to get it. Okay, cool. The way you're going to get it is like this. Yeah, that's the way to get it. All right, let's spend about the next 3 or 4 minutes signing off, and let me know if you have any questions. So there's the Boogie Woogie that I just showed you. I put that in 50 Days to Flying Fingers, but the reason is that does so much for your fingers. Even that one little example, you're using 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in our left hand, and in our right hand we're using all of our fingers. Okay, those are great things to transpose, and also just to spend a little time warming up your fingers, right? But another example that's in 50 Days to Flying Fingers, I mean, there are classical exercises, tons of them, tons of jazz exercises, a few boogie woogie things here and there, but it's all designed to build up your finger strength. But this is an important thing as well, is with your octaves in your left hand, also thinking as I was doing that you can do it much more simple. What is that? Just the triad, right? Now, as you're learning even something that kind of maybe sounds simple, but spacing out your hand in the octave is really important, but also you have to get used to that. As I'm doing this right now, I'm not necessarily thinking about the musical quality of it at this point. I'm just working on warming up my hands and getting used to the spacing of that. I kind of like that. I went to the E flat. Any questions about anything we practiced today? We got about 2 minutes. hope everybody's staying motivated to practice. Somebody else say hi. I see we have 5 people watching. Let's see if we can get another person to say hello in the chat that has yet to put anything in the chat. So this is really awesome. So as we're on the live right now, we have a new member. So we are at 10 now. So a big shout out to Carl. Carl, I hope you're either online now watching this, but Carl is signed up for the course. Or actually, so he's an all access member. So he just signed up. Again, it's $47, and this is my test phase of trying this out because I want to make it affordable for everybody. And you get access, like Carl just immediately got all of the examples. All 3 courses, the Easy Jazz course. Digitally, he'll always be able to have them, all the sheet music that goes along with that. He has access to Blues Volume 2 in all keys that we're on day 4. And he has access to Blues Volume 1, all the 30 videos in all keys that we did last month. And it's a whole lot of training, but the other thing is he has access to the community of people that now, we're at 10 now. And as people sign up, I'm not doing recurring billing. I want to do my part to make sure that as we move forward, I have this back-end website where they can, I mean, you already have a lot of the material, but I'm loading everything in this new software so that so we can really dig in and have all these private links and everything. So you already are getting your videos every day if you're in the courses, so you guys know what I'm talking about. We did 30 live videos for just volume 1, and now we're on day 4 of Blues volume 2 in all keys. So Carl will be able to go back and watch day 1 through 4. Anyway, thank you, Carl, and thank you for anybody else who we had 39 people were in our Blues volume 1 in all keys. And now we're starting Blues Volume 2, and we have 10 people signed up for the All Access thing, which this is brand new. This All Access thing is absolutely brand new, and I'm doing it because I want to create a community, continue to create an awesome community of people that work together, and eventually it will be I'll continue to work on the pricing as I work with the members and say, hey, let's figure out is this affordable for everybody? And again, if there's a financial issue, then let me know. But I'm asking my people who were in the free course last month to sign up and take a risk or whatever you want to call it and become a part of this all access thing. And I promise you won't be disappointed. We're having fun. It's a great community. And y'all are awesome. So 1 minute and I'll sign off. I always say that. I always say, yeah, let's do 2 more minutes. Let's do 1 more. If I ever say 1 more minute or 1 more time, that's never true. Because I always have something else I want to tell you guys. And I love being live with you to help you and answer any questions that you have. Shout out to Carl. Now we're at 10 members, and I'm very thankful for you guys. I sent out a playlist last night, probably like 10 o'clock, just to our all access members, just saying, hey, here's the playlist that has, we're building a new playlist. All right, we made it to 10. Thank you guys. But I've also taken all the licks from Blues Course. If you have my bundle, again, I've sold hundreds of these, you have this long file that is hosted on Vimeo, and you can watch it on Vimeo or you can download it and watch it on your computer. And I also have, you get the iPad versions and all the sheet music with all the fingerings and everything, right? You guys will always have that. But what I'm doing different now with this course, or with this all access thing, is I've already chopped up all the videos. So if you wanted to today go to YouTube privately and watch example 4 from Blues Volume 1, now you'll be able to do that because all the licks have been broken up. So Blues Volume 1, 2, and 3 are all also broken up individually for you guys to watch it. So if you're in Blues Volume 2, if you're in our live course that we've been doing, the videos that I sent out this week, and you're like, okay, I went through all the training in depth, but I'd just like to watch the original lesson on Blues Volume 2, Example 1. You just go right to it and check it out. And the other things that I'm doing in the all access things is I did Christmas the other day. When we're coming up on Christmas, and so like Christmas time is here, and I did Away in the Manger and several other things, but I want to also show you guys how to play kind of more jazz kind of stuff. And but anyway, there are lots of things to cover. Blues Volume 4, I'm teaching out of that, even though it's not even released. You get exclusive lives and everything. So it's building a community, and I'm trying to make it affordable for everyone. And that's where we are with everything. Thank you for the 10 likes, and thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate you guys. I'll definitely do a live stream tomorrow as well. Just a practice session, another one of these like we did today. And of course, the people that are enrolled in the course will get the training for Blues Volume 2, Examples 1 and 2, in the key of A, B flat, and B. And then we'll be ready for next week, which starts the next 2 examples. One more cool thing. I said one more again. So this is like until we get the next part set up, this is my only way of communicating with you guys sort of in real time. But I've created a few things to help us with real-time communication. Okay, one is I have a Zoom channel. Now, I think I'm unfortunately, going to have to re-up for my Zoom access, but I will do that. I think it's like $130 a year or something like that. But what I'm wanting to do is some lives where we do, where I can hear you guys, and you don't have to do video if you don't want to do video, but even just audio where you can hear me ask questions. We're going to do some Zoom classes, and I'm currently set up to do that now. So I want to do that, but also there are 2 services I want you guys to think about. One is Discord. A lot of people use Discord. I have set up a Discord account, and what it would be like is a real-time, once again, a real-time way of communicating with you guys. And the other one is WhatsApp. And I use WhatsApp all the time with people all over the world communicating. And so that may be the best way to do it. But, I want to be able to communicate with you guys in real time. If you're having any kind of issue with any of the course material, or you have a question, or you have an idea you want me to work on, show you how to do something. If I don't know how to do it, I'll figure it out. But like Hugh asked me, hey, I want to learn more about Boogie Woogie or keep working on that. So Boogie Woogie is a perfect example of somebody in the all access thing saying, hey, I want to do this. So I'm already giving Hugh ideas for Boogie Woogie lessons. And maybe for you, it's I want to learn more about jazz or bass lines or licks or whatever. And that's what this whole all access thing is not only am I going to teach you guys and you have access to everything, but I also want it to be where I'm also working with you guys as if you were one of my private students. So I don't ever want it to be where you're just a member of an access group. I want to make sure that I'm connecting with each one of you. Vicky, Dana, Patty, Peter, Denise, Wayne, Carl. I don't want to leave any of our names out. I like giving shout outs to our people because they're really important. I still am waiting for a few of our faithful people to sign up. Even my weekly students, I'm saying, hey, let's not do where you do where you pay me $60. How about you just pay me $47 once a month? That's hilarious, but that's kind of the way I feel. I want to help a lot of people, and I want to be able to just like invest in everybody at the same time. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to do something fun here. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's the shout outs. So here are the people that are in the all access group. Ken, Stan, Peter, Wayne, Vicky, Claire, Denise, William, Hugh, and Carl. Is that 10? Yep, 10 people. That's really cool. And I've really wanted this for a long time. I don't know why I waited so long to do it. But we're here, and it's a lot of fun. All right, anybody have any questions? You guys can always email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com. And let me leave you with this tip. The 50 Days to Flying Fingers. I started that course probably in 2016. I have a classical background, I have a jazz background, and a blues background. I love to play lots of different styles, lots of different instruments and things like that. But the only reason I can do anything is because I had some really good instruction when I started music, which was later on. I didn't start as a child or anything like that. The only reason that I can do anything is because I had good instruction. So what I did is my classical piano teacher really helped show me some amazing things to help with my fingers. And what I decided to do was I took my love for jazz music and for other things and created this thing called 50 Days to Flying Fingers. And it's it's jazz, it's classical, and it's literally, I take you through 50 examples and of not only showing you examples and not only of you having the sheet music, but I do real-time practice with you. I say, all right, let's turn on the metronome, let's do example 1. Now, the mistake that I made in this course is I went from the first example, which I'm going to make sure you guys know again, to very difficult stuff, and then I would go to easier stuff, and then so when I go back and evaluate my own course, is that I got too hard too quick. Okay, so I'm actually in the process, I'm going to redo some of that course and then make it more accessible for people. But it's really cool. It goes from playing jazz examples and classical examples to really, really hard materials that will totally transform your technique. I promise you. Even the one example I'll show you guys today, the one that I've already showed you guys the last couple of days and people that are in the access group, is this will change the way you play the piano and the way your fingers feel, okay? And that's a part of this group, this all access thing that I'm getting you guys set up, is you're going to have, rather than just put everything into the course and say, go for it. I would rather do it more a methodical approach. In other words, I'm going to put a section up that says, all right, 50 days, example 1, and I'm going to restructure the way I did it because it's a fantastic course. It is actually my favorite course out of all the courses I've done because I feel like it's the most helpful. When I started selling that course, giving you more information than you need to know, when I did that course, it was $129 or $49 or whatever. I had several people sign up for it, and I created a Facebook group and all kinds of things. But then, and nobody, not too many people buy it anymore, even though it's only $50. But that's okay. I'm not actually promoting it. But what I'm telling all my students is that I want you guys to be able to do finger exercises. Some of you haven't been playing the piano that much, or some of you are just getting back into it, which I absolutely love. But I want you guys working your fingers, not just with blues exercises, but it's great to try some exercises that work all of the fingers, okay? So let's just go over this exercise and just try to do this almost every day, at least 3 times a week, and you're going to notice the difference. So you just take a C chord, C, E, G, and all you can do is hold the bottom note, hold the C's, and you do this. That's the first part. Da, 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 holding the bottom notes. And then you go to D, and you hold those notes with fingers 4 and 2, and you play F and G. Let me do it again. So you do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to reverse it. You're going to start with your pinky on the top note. 1, 2. So on the way back down, you hold the top note, G, E, C, F, D, C, G, F, G, F, G. So play it as slow as you need to, but make sure you're very accurate with it. Yep, Dana. Here's what I want you guys to try. I want somebody to commit to, I don't care if you're a member or not. You watch my videos, if you enjoy them, that's awesome. I want you to try that exercise and do it every day. A little bit every day or every other day. And I promise you, promise, even in a week, you're going to be like, wow, my fingers are so much stronger. My 4th finger is really strong now. It's going to blow your mind of how good it is. There are lots of variations you can do off of that one exercise. Yeah, hey, Peter, I am so glad that you said that. And I love the honesty in what you're saying, because you're absolutely right. It is harder than it looks. And that's why I'm saying, hey guys, I want you to try this one exercise, because I know that it's harder than it looks. And what you do is we don't realize how weak our fingers are if we don't use them, right? And by locking down the bottom note, you see how weak your 4th finger and your 2nd finger are there. Now, when I started doing that exercise, I couldn't do it, right? I had to learn how to build up my fingers, right? Yeah. And then there are lots of exercises even in 50 Days to Flying Fingers, which to me are just really, really, really cool. A couple other ones that are more in the jazz side. Now, the classical ones will blow your mind of how awesome they are. But what I decided to do is, like, one of the exercises takes a C scale, and And then it does the flat 7, which is B flat. Then it goes 6, sharp 5, and then you get into the blues scale, shape 1. And you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do da do da do da do da do da 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 da. Sorry, I did that wrong. Important to try and keep your fingers over the keys while playing. Yeah, Peter, you're exactly right. Keeping your fingers over the notes while playing. Now, Peter, you bringing up a great point as to why I like to show you guys shapes too, right? Because it really helps lock everything up. Like even the example that I just did. Once I get to here, I'm home free, right? Because I'm into shape 1. And I do. Now, what does that, even that one exercise right there do? It teaches me, it's ear training, right? I go 1, flat 7. And then it's chromatically down, chromatic, and then I get into shape 1. What happens if I was in the key of F? Flat 7, 6, sharp 5, and then guess what? I'm set up, right? As a part of 50 Days to Flying Fingers, I also have one in there that goes over this in all keys. There's C sharp. So notice that I'm in a shape, exactly what Peter just mentioned, is when you're hovering over the notes, right? Keep your fingers over the keys while playing. Yeah, same concept. And then several of these exercises in 50 Days to Flying Fingers do that. It's teaching you about ear training, about technique, keeping your hands in certain shapes for sure. That's a great point. And it's really helpful for me to hear your feedback or you know what you're struggling with as well, because I understand sometimes I could play something and try to demonstrate it like it's easy, but everybody starts, including me. I started from scratch just like everybody else, but thankfully, I know, because I had good instruction, I know certain things that will help you guys out, that helped me out. So let me show you one other cool thing. So you have this exercise, Peter, that you're working on. Well, you can do it in minor as well. Listen to this. So same exact concept, except instead of major third, I'm going to do minor third. This is your weight training. Any questions about that? I'll tell you what scares me is when we go to Blues Volume 3 in all keys. That has some really, really challenging licks. Now, it also has some easy licks in Blues Volume 3. So be at peace there. But it has some really challenging licks. What made me think of that is doing these triplet licks and things. I have some really neat things that are in Blues Volume 3 that do those triplet ideas and licks. So Do I have any challenge? Is anyone going to take me up on the challenge to practice this a couple of times this week? All right, Vicky. You've already been doing that lick, though, and you're a piano teacher, so. I'm going to work on getting my sound set up a little better. Yeah, awesome. Awesome, Peter. Hannon is great for all this. In fact, several of the exercises that are in 50 Days to Flying Fingers, I had Hannon in mind for some of those. So yeah, that's a great exercise. The ones with arpeggios, though, Peter, are really, really cool, really creative, and I say really creative. I think they are, but they help me. I'm glad you're doing Hannon. That's great. And consistency is the key. That's why we do this. That's why we're repeating all these ideas. That's why we're learning them in all keys. Even this example right here is working all your fingers of the right hand. Go to B. I'll go up the octave. Any questions on any of that? The video I sent out this morning has the fingerings. Of course, as you go to F sharp, remember that it's a different fingering. It's 2-4 there. And what I do in the video this morning is I showed you the difference of you don't want to use 3 and 5 there because it's a little bit difficult, right? And it's not as secure. But if you do this and you get 2 and 4 over there, it makes it a lot easier. And then on A flat, we pick up the hand and we do use 3 and 5 there. Cool? All keys, but we do it in a way that works for all of you. In other words, it's 3 keys a day, 2 licks a week. We can do that, right? All right, I'm setting my timer. I'm making it real this time. 2 minutes. Ask your questions away. One of the exercises, just for fun, since I have a minute and a half left, is I do the altered scale, right? An altered scale is a diminished scale and a whole tone scale. So it goes like this. Let me think of how the exercise goes. Oh, this is altered scale. So something like that. Then reverse. Something like that. But yeah, some of those exercises I'm going to go through as we go through this together with our all access group. I'm going to go through it too. I'm going to start with 50 Days to Flying Fingers, and I'm going to go through it myself again on an acoustic piano, right? Because we spend a lot of time on the keyboards. We all need to go to a real piano at some point, right? Because our hands can get out of shape. Another fun tip, as we have like 20 seconds, is to pick a scale like Dorian and transpose that into different keys, right? Thinking Dorian and with the chords and do that. All right. 15 seconds. It's been fun, guys, hanging out. Thank you again to Carl signing up to our all access group. Appreciate you guys. And Carl, I will be emailing you one extra thing as we get moving forward. But anybody else who signs up, remember that you get all the access. You get all the courses immediately to your email, and you can dig in with Blues Volume 1 if you want to do that, or the jazz course or whatever. And then you can, of course, get access to the all keys training in Blues Volume 2. Have a great day. Email me, guys. Love checking in with you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.